What if I told you that the true history of football has not been written on the grass of the stadiums, but through the pixels that have defined our passion for decades? While the world holds its breath at the imminent arrival of the World Cup that will transform Mexico, the United States, and Canada into the absolute epicenter of the planet, we are going to take a forbidden journey through the digital evolution of this sport. We are not talking about simple simulators, but about a cultural heritage, a collection of experiences that have shaped our way of understanding the game, from green phosphor screens to the technical hyperreality that defines our present. It is precisely now, on the threshold of this unprecedented global phenomenon, that it is imperative to look back to understand where we are headed. Each of the titles we will analyze today has left a scar on our memory and has paved the way for what we are about to experience in the stadiums of our region. If you're one of those who feel that football is much more than 11 people running after a sphere, and you value the history that beats behind every console, this is the time to join our community. Show that your passion is up to this revelation by leaving a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel, because only here do we break down the essence of what makes a video game legendary as we prepare for the biggest sporting event of our era. The tension is at its peak, and the expectation is absolute, because what you are about to discover is not just a list of games, but the perfect X-ray of why we love this sport as much as the controllers that run it. Get ready, because as you go through these 10 milestones, you will discover that the emotion we feel when pressing the start button is the same that we will feel when the referee blows the whistle for the start of that first historic match in our own home. Stay with us until the very last second, because what you are about to see will forever change the way you see football and the way you will play every match from now on. In 10th place, we find the legendary International Superstar Soccer Deluxe, a title that marked a before and after following its original release for the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. Its gameplay was an absolute revelation for its time, standing out as the first experience to offer a truly fluid, intuitive, and rewarding game system. For the first time, the player felt authentic control on the field, thanks to revolutionary mechanics such as the ability to execute curved shots, precise passes, and controller response that directly rewarded technical skill in front of the screen. The importance of this title in the history of virtual football is unquestionable, as it was the fundamental pillar that transformed the genre forever. Before its arrival, video games of this sport were limited to representing athletes as static figures or robotic behaviors. But this game made the experience feel genuinely alive. The implementation of commentators who reacted to the plays in an organic match rhythm that mimicked the emotion of a real television broadcast raised the quality standard of the entire industry. Finally, its legacy endures as the direct ancestor of the great sagas that dominate the contemporary market. By establishing these technical and atmospheric foundations, International Superstar Soccer Deluxe defined the expectations of what all fans would expect from a sports simulator in the decades to come. Its design was not only a resounding commercial success at the time, but it also laid down the rules of the game that, even with all of today's technology, remain the essential core of fun on the virtual pitch. In 9th place, we find International Superstar Soccer 64, a gem release for the Nintendo 64 console that represented the most ambitious evolutionary leap of its time. Its gameplay was a masterpiece of technical adaptation, as it managed to transfer the surgical precision and fluidity of its 16-bit predecessor to a complete three-dimensional environment. Thanks to the innovative use of the console's controller, the player could experience a 360-degree freedom of movement that, at the time, had absolutely no precedent, allowing dribbles through passes and shots with astonishing naturalness. The importance of this title in the history of virtual football lies in its ability to demonstrate that tactical depth and match speed did not have to be sacrificed when abandoning the two-dimensional plane. While other games of the era struggled to find a balance in 3 dimensions, this Konami game perfected the rhythm of play and the positioning of the footballers, establishing a ball physics that felt heavy, real, and predictable. Its success consolidated the definitive transition to the modern era, teaching developers that pure gameplay should prevail over any other graphical ambition. Today, its legacy is felt as the fundamental bridge between the arcade style of the 90s and contemporary tactical simulation. By preserving the pure essence of competitive fun while embracing the technological possibilities of the new millennium, International Superstar Soccer 64 earned a place in the pantheon of great classics. It is still remembered as the title that proved digital football was not only about technology, but about how the user connects with every action on the field, a lesson that remains valid in the design of today's simulators. In 8th place stands Virtua Striker 2, a true legend of the arcades initially released for the Sega Model 3 arcade hardware and later adapted for the Dreamcast console. Its gameplay was designed with a clear objective: absolute immediacy and pure adrenaline. Unlike slow-paced simulations, this title opted for frenetic matches where the ball physics favored direct, vertical, and spectacular play, forcing the user to react with astonishing speed. It was a game where the player's skill and reflexes were tested every second, perfectly capturing the competitive essence of challenges in the arcades. Its historical importance is fundamental, as it became the absolute standard for how football should be presented in arcades during the turn of the millennium, while other titles sought the depth of a full league. Virtua Striker 2 demonstrated that the sport could be a visually imposing, colorful, and thrilling spectacle that attracted crowds without the need for complex tutorials. It was the definitive proof that the identity of virtual football could diversify, offering a high-quality arcade experience that felt like an interactive action movie, leaving an indelible mark on digital entertainment culture. The legacy of this game endures as a reminder of a golden era where uncomplicated fun was the undisputed protagonist. By establishing itself as the king of the arcades, this title not only defined a fast and direct gaming experience, but also raised the technical bar in terms of animations and visual presentation. Its design is still studied today as the perfect example of a game that perfectly balances spectacularity with addictive gameplay, proving that the emotion of a goal does not always require deep simulation, but the spark of intensity that only a well-designed arcade machine could offer. In 7th place is FIFA 12, a title that marked a before and after when released for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. Its gameplay introduced an unprecedented technical revolution: the Impact Engine, a technology that calculated every collision between players in real time, providing a sensation of weight and physical reality that was previously impossible. Additionally, the tactical defending system was implemented, a mechanic that changed the rules of the game by demanding intelligent and disciplined positioning from the user, abandoning the habit of mechanically pressing a button to regain possession. The importance of this title for virtual football is incalculable, as it represented the definitive turning point towards advanced simulation. With these innovations, the game ended the era of pre-calculated animations, where the outcome of a collision between footballers was decided in advance by the software. By forcing the player to understand distances, running pace, and defensive pressure, FIFA 12 raised the level of technical demand, turning virtual football into a strategic challenge where the user's intelligence on the field was as important as their execution ability. Today, its legacy remains as the basis of the physical realism that prevails in the contemporary industry. By establishing this new paradigm, the title demonstrated that sports video games could be a faithful and complex representation of professional reality, attracting an audience seeking depth and serious competitiveness. Its success not only defined the path that the saga would follow in subsequent years, but also transformed the way players perceive control and interaction in modern simulators, consolidating itself as a cornerstone in the evolution of the genre.
And prepare for battle!
In sixth place is Inazuma 11. Victory Road, the ambitious entry that expands the limits of what we understand by a football video game, being available for platforms such as Nintendo Switch, next-generation consoles, PC, and mobile devices. Its gameplay is a fascinating blend that fuses a character management role-playing game with a dynamic match system, where each athlete possesses special abilities, super shots, and techniques that break the laws of physics. This proposal demands from the player not only skill with the controller, but also deep strategic planning when choosing which abilities to use at the exact moment to overcome impossible defenses. The importance of this title lies in its ability to act as the maximum reference of the fantastic football subgenre, consolidating itself as a cultural phenomenon that goes beyond pure sports simulation. By integrating a robust narrative and RPG-style progression, the game has demonstrated that there is a massive and passionate audience that values story, character evolution, and tactical creativity as much as the realism of a conventional match. With this approach, it has managed to attract players seeking an immersive and exciting experience, proving that sport can be the perfect canvas for fantasy and epic adventure. Finally, its legacy is built on the audacity of reinventing a traditional sport to turn it into a duel of unique powers and strategies. Victory Road stands out in a market saturated with realistic simulators, offering an alternative that celebrates spectacularity and imagination without neglecting the rigor of competition. Its existence is fundamental for the diversity of the genre, reminding us that, just like in real life, football is a stage where passion, training, and personal style can turn any player into a legend, regardless of whether the game is governed by the laws of real physics or by the magic of special technique. In fifth place, we find FIFA Street 2, released for PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox, and PSP. Its gameplay became an icon of its generation thanks to the implementation of the revolutionary control system called the Trick Stick, which allowed executing combos of tricks, juggles, and acrobatics with unparalleled creative freedom. Unlike traditional simulations, the center of the experience was individual skill and spectacle, where character progression through the improvement of personal skills and mastery of personal style defined success in fast-paced matches. The importance of this title for virtual football is vital, as it represented the pinnacle of street football culture and its integration into the world of video games. This game shifted the focus from collective tactics and the rigor of large stadiums to the essence of pure skill and personal style, profoundly influencing the way current sports titles incorporate elements of customization and player expression. Its success not only validated the urban football format as a solid commercial proposition, but also gave a unique personality to each virtual athlete being controlled. Today, its legacy endures as a reminder of an era where fun and style were the undisputed protagonists on artificial grass or asphalt. By establishing itself as a cultural phenomenon, this title proved that football video games could be a platform for unrestrained creativity, moving away from the rigid structures of realistic simulation. Its design remains a fundamental reference for any release that seeks to capture the emotion of a one-on-one duel, proving that football does not always need 11 players to shine, but simply a ball and the skill necessary to master it.
Hold the line, we need to push past that sector!
In fourth place is Mario Strikers Battle League, a title exclusive to the Nintendo Switch console. Its gameplay presents a high-intensity arcade football proposal where items, physical tackles, and special attacks define the frenetic pace of each match. Despite its chaotic appearance, the true depth of the title lies in its complex equipment and team tactic system, which allows modifying character statistics to create personalized strategies, achieving a perfect balance between instant fun and superior technical demand. Its importance for the virtual football ecosystem is transcendental, as it represents the best modern exponent of fantastic football. By managing to modernize a classic intellectual property with such solid and competitive sports mechanics, The game demonstrates that simulators do not have to be strictly realistic to offer a deep challenge. This balance allows both casual players looking to have a good time and professionals wishing to explore a serious competitive scene to find a space where skill and personal strategy shine brightly. Finally, its legacy is built as the definitive evolution of fantasy on the digital field. By perfecting the formula of its predecessors and adding layers of customization that require study and dedication, the game has consolidated itself as a necessary reference for understanding how the genre can reinvent itself. Mario Strikers Battle League not only celebrates competitiveness in a unique way, but also reminds us that, in the realm of video games, creativity and well-executed mechanical design can elevate a simple concept to the category of a competitive masterpiece.
What an incredible performance from both teams today!
Here is the breakdown of the honorable mentions. These titles did not manage to enter the top 10 because their approach is too specialized. Their experimental nature distances them from the standard football experience, or, in some cases, because they're the ancestors that, although fundamental, have been technically surpassed by current iterations. The first is Fussball, 1978, the first football video game in history released for the Intert VC 4000. It does not occupy a place in the top because, although it is an invaluable historical piece for any gaming museum, its gameplay is excessively rudimentary. It represents the birth of a concept, but lacks the technical depth, ball physics, and tactical complexity that define the titles that did manage to qualify for our list. Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions, is another indispensable mention for its ability to transfer the epicness of anime into vibrant gameplay mechanics. Despite this, it stays out of the top 10 because it is an extremely niche experience. Its gameplay depends almost exclusively on managing energy resources to perform special shots, which distances it too much from the technical essence of real football. It is a visual and narrative marvel, but lacks the necessary balance to satisfy those seeking a complete sports simulator. Rocket League is a worldwide phenomenon that uses football as the basis for its gameplay system, but it is not in the top 10 because, technically, it is a game of vehicles and applied physics, not traditional football. Although it is the definitive proof that competitiveness and teamwork can be reinvented, its mechanical core is based on controlling motorized cars in aerial environments. It is a brilliant and essential title, but it inhabits its own category that distances itself from the experience of controlling human athletes on the grass. Finally, Sensible World of Soccer is often considered the pinnacle of tactical depth in two dimensions. Its absence from the top is due to the fact that, although it is a masterpiece of design and team management, its visual proposal and its control, based on a frenetic and unnatural speed, have been relegated for new audiences. It is a cult game that defined an era, but its learning curve and its aesthetics limited to being a gem for old-school purists, surpassed in terms of immersion and technical realism by the selected modern titles. In third place, we find Football Manager 2024, a title that redefines the concept of virtual football by moving completely away from direct action on the field to focus on pure strategy. Its gameplay is based on an overwhelming depth, where the user assumes the total role of a head coach and general manager. Here, victory is built through precise financial management, the development of complex tactics, the deep psychology of a locker room of footballers, and exhaustive global market analysis. It is a game where every administrative decision and every change on the tactical board has direct and measurable consequences on team performance. The importance of this title is absolute within the digital football ecosystem, as it is the closest representation to professional reality that exists on the market. Its level of detail is so extraordinary that it is regularly used by coaching staff, scouts, and sporting directors of real clubs around the world as a consultation tool to evaluate talent and test tactical schemes. By elevating the gaming experience to a level of analysis and strategic commitment that no other title has managed to replicate, This game has become the gold standard for fans who understand that football is won as much in the office and on the whiteboard as on the pitch. Finally, its legacy endures as the definitive testament to the passion for sports management. By offering a complexity that rewards patience and deep knowledge of the sport, Football Manager 2024 has established itself not only as a video game, but as an institution in its own right. It represents the pinnacle of intellectual simulation of football, making the user feel the real pressure of leading a team to glory. It is, without a doubt, the essential experience for anyone seeking to understand the invisible complexities that sustain this sport at its most competitive and professional level. In second place, we find Pro Evolution Soccer 6, a title that achieved technical and emotional perfection during its release for PlayStation 2, PC, and Xbox 360. Its gameplay is widely acclaimed for possessing the most consistent and rewarding ball physics ever designed, where the weight of the sphere, the inertia of the players, and the controller response allowed total control over the development of the match. Every pass, shot, or dribble felt fluid and logical, and the artificial intelligence of the teammates, who made natural and precise runs, made the flow of the game feel organic, always rewarding the user's strategic vision. Its historical importance is indisputable and remains the gold standard in terms of pure sports simulation. For an entire generation of enthusiasts, this title marked the peak moment when perfect gameplay and tactical realism took precedence over any commercial license or graphical ambition. It was the balancing point where virtual football truly felt like football, offering a sense of achievement when scoring a goal that, to this day, no other game has managed to replicate with the same essence, becoming the ultimate symbol of an era where gameplay was the only legitimate judge. Today, its legacy endures as a necessary reference for understanding the evolution of simulators. Although the industry has advanced towards global infrastructures and hyper-realistic cinematics, purists keep returning to Pro Evolution Soccer 6 to remember what total control on the pitch feels like. Its design not only defined the peak of Konami's golden era, but also serves as a masterclass on how meticulous attention to detail in the rhythm of play and athlete behavior is what truly allows a user to connect deeply and lastingly with their digital sporting passion. In first place is EA Sports FC 26, the culmination of decades of technological development available for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. Its gameplay is distinguished by a deep integration of advanced artificial intelligence that allows virtual athletes to autonomously adapt their behavior and positioning to specific tactical roles. The technical fluidity is incomparable, offering cinematic animations that intertwine with an instant controller response, allowing the execution of highly complex maneuvers with a precision that previously we could only imagine in high-level television broadcasts. The importance of this title lies in its status as the most complete and ambitious ecosystem ever created in the history of the genre. By integrating an overwhelming catalog of official licenses, a global competitive infrastructure, and a variety of game modes covering from casual interest to professional rigor, this game has become the definitive platform of our era. It is the meeting point where real football, with all its nuances, stories, and stadiums, merges with the digital experience, creating an interconnected community that lives the sport 365 days a year. Finally, its legacy resides in its ability to represent the vanguard of the industry on the eve of historic events such as the World Cup that will be experienced in our region. More than a simple video game, EA Sports FC 26 is a cultural platform that encapsulates global passion, offering the necessary tools for any user to experience, manage, and live sporting glory from their own console. It is ultimately the perfect reflection of how technology has managed to connect human emotion with digital precision, indisputably establishing itself as the ultimate reference in contemporary virtual football. The history of virtual football is not a closed chapter, but a living organism that beats in each of these 10 titles that have defined our identity as players. At the end of the day, the true magic lies not only in cutting-edge graphics or the most exclusive license, but in that inexplicable connection we feel when taking the controller and writing our own legend on the digital grass. What we have reviewed today is just the tip of the iceberg, because the real conversation happens precisely where you are in the passion we share within this community. Now I want to hear from you. So tell me in the comments which of these games mark your childhood, or which one you consider the absolute king of football, because every opinion is fundamental to understanding this phenomenon that we are all passionate about. If this journey has ignited in you the same spark as in us, I invite you to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, activating notifications so you don't miss a single detail of what's to come, especially now that the World Cup fever is about to reach its peak. Additionally, we have an exclusive opportunity for those who live the content with greater intensity. You can become members of the channel for a truly affordable cost. By joining, you will have privileged access to all our videos before their public release, being part of the engine that allows this project to continue growing and exploring new frontiers. Your support is the fuel that keeps alive our ambition to always offer you the best analysis of the industry. Evolution does not stop here, and our next stop promises to be even more revealing and exciting than the previous one. While the world prepares to experience the great football event that will transform our continent, we will continue here, analyzing, debating, and celebrating the greatness of video games as only we know how to do at City Gamer. Keep that energy at maximum, because what we are building together is just beginning, and you won't want to miss out on what we have prepared for our next meeting. See you in the next video, where we will continue deciphering the secrets that make our passion for the game simply invincible.